What is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of When Persona Speaks, host of When Persona Interviews, and one half of the host of What's Up PlayStation Podcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got a good show for you guys today. We are on episode 31. Yo, we are climbing We are climbing through these episodes, and I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here with my boy Bari and our special guest. Before we do anything, man, I want to give a round of applause for everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to y'all for being here. Shout out to the lurkers. Shout out to the people that are going to listen to this later. And so, yeah, man, with that being said, I want to get into the introductions, man, starting with my boy Bari in the building. Another Saturday. Bari, what's good with you, man?
Yo, what is good, guys? Man, Jay Bari here. What's up, PlayStation Podcast, episode number 39. Persona, you know what that means?
39,
you know what
31.
That means? I mean, 31, my bad. Do you know what that means?
What that mean, man?
We are 969 episodes from 1,000.
Yeah, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. One show at a time.
That's a long time, but you know what I mean. Yo, it's a pleasure once again. You know, being here Saturday morning. The What's Up PlayStation Podcast. We got a lot of news to talk about today, and we got a really special guest today, man. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode, man. Can't wait to get into it. Let's go.
Definitely. Then we got a very, very special guest with us today, ladies and gentlemen. This is man, this guy, his takes on Twitter be crazy. He's got a very popular podcast called Weapon Wheel Podcast every Sunday at 5:45 and 5:45, 6 o'clock. Then BG, man, Broken Games HDR is in the building. Broken Games, say what's up to the people, man.
Yo, what's good, chat? Yo, appreciate Bari and Persona having me on. I'll be checking y'all out, every Saturday and everything like that. So it's good to be on, talk about these good topics we got this week.
Definitely. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on this as well. So it's definitely
I told BG guys, let his PlayStation hair out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just let it out.
That PlayStation hair.
Spray on that fragrance, that cologne real quick. We good, man.
Yeah, man.
So PlayStation out here.
This is a safe space. You can definitely let the mane run free. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into the news and get into the show, right? And we're gonna start off with the games that released this week, because it was I seen some pretty.
Before we start to get into the games of the week, Persona, you sound tired. Are you good, man? You want some water? You want some coffee?
Oh
What's
no,
going on over there, man?
What you mean? I'm up and I gave myself some time to get up. I was up pretty late.
Your problem playing Destiny to 5 o'clock in the morning. That's your damn problem right there.
It was 4 in the morning. I was doing trials. Okay, I was working on.
You got to add an extra hour. You try to be cool. You say 4, but we know what it is.
Hey, I'm surprised you're not tired after the night you had, sir.
Hey man, say man, look.
But yo, with that being said, let's get into the games for this week, man. So we've got Hunt Showdown, Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace, Ground Zero Texas. I remember we saw the trailer for that. That looked pretty crazy. Isn't that from like the old school days? Mine My Mind, Horned Knight, Hunting Simulator 2, Overcooked All You Can Eat, Sanity of Morris, Paradise Lost, Animal Doctor, Black Legend.
That's BG game right there. I know BG bought that.
Black Legend.
Black Legend. What's that about? What's that about?
Hey man, we gotta support our brothers out there, man. Black Legend, get it?
Just because it's called Black Legend, does it really have a black character? Like,
Well, I don't know. We just be seeing these names and it's
going off the name. We going off the name. Like, hey, it's like it got black in it. That
black in it, so I gotta support it. Oh,
right?
Okay.
Bladed Fury, El Hijo, Evil Inside, Maluk, Dark Demon, Tinker, Racers, Balan Wonderland, Trash.
Let's go!
No. Not after that demo. No.
Anybody that's bashing Badland Wonderworld, if you have a Patreon, be on the watch out for me because I'm gonna don't put that request shit on your Patreon because I'm gonna request it.
Die with Glory, Cooking Mama Cookstar, Golden Force.
Hey, how much cooking games on this list this week, man?
Hey, listen. It Takes Two, which will be announcement about that later. Kaze and the Wild Mask, Starbase, Startopia, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 PS5 edition.
Or the update, no, it's coming actually out for the PS5, like a retail version. Or just the update.
No, I think it's the update.
I think that's just the update.
Yes, the update.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing that you have to. People are saying you got to pay $10 for the update. I don't know. I have to look at the PlayStation store.
It's Activision, of course.
Jesus.
The Activision, man. Yo, you gonna pay for their work? What do you think this is, man?
Yo, listen. Hey, man. Say, man.
Yeah, they got to pay that CEO, that CEO, so he can lay off everybody else.
Exactly.
Bro, what Activision game that had a next gen like patch update that you didn't pay that the next gen cost for? You know what I mean?
I don't really see too many people complaining about that though. But if it was a PlayStation, let me not go down there. Yo, so now we in the spotlight, and for those that don't know, the spotlight is where we highlight a game that we think that you all should be paying attention to. It can be an old game, a new game, and a game that hasn't even released yet. But this is our spotlight section. So to start it off, we're gonna start with our guest, BG. What's your spotlight game for this week, man?
So the game I'm thinking about that came to mind when you talked about this is Origami. There's a sequel coming out, right? And Origami is pretty much it's a spiritual successor to Tenchu. So if you play Tenchu back in the day, if you like stealth games, then you want to check out Origami. It's Origami with an A. That's how you spell it. And it's an indie game. A lot of people say I like to trash on indie games. Just the ones I don't like. That's the only ones I trash on. Exactly. Which is honestly most of them. If I'm being honest. But yeah, this is one I do like, and I definitely think it needs more support. There's a sequel coming out. I think they might have delayed it out of this year. But I really like the game. Like it's a stealth game, but you go through levels, you get some more abilities. I think you could say it's a mix between like Dishonored and Tenchu, just because they give you some abilities as you get through the game. And I think the AI is pretty decent. It gives you some cool like enemy patterns and level. There's some good level design, and some good stealth combat. So yeah, I think that game is very underrated, and more people should check it out.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, I played Origami, man. It's pretty cool game.
Yeah. I've heard of Origami, but I've never played it actually. But it looks like a fun game to play, honestly.
It came out a while back. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bari, what's your spotlight for this week, man?
Before I get my spotlight, man, congrats to my man Chris Righteous. He getting his PlayStation 5 tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, congrats.
Hey, yo, my man Upchuck Gaming getting his PS5 soon as well, man. Yo, is this a good thing to see the guys getting there the next gen now, man? The only next gen console out.
Once you get that next gen, there's no going back, man. To be honest with you.
Absolutely. That PS4 gonna be garbage. No, I'm joking.
Yo, my joint is in the closet, man. That thing, I'm good.
I got my PS4 right next to the PS5, but it ain't plugged in or nothing.
When the last time you turned that thing on, man? You ain't turned that thing on since November 12th.
Yeah, since the Spider-Man. Since the Spider-Man's the last time I turned it on.
Yep.
But my spotlight game is gonna be Kaze and the Wild Mask. This game is pretty cool, man. Old school, 2D platformer type game. It reminds me a lot. It has a lot of mechanics, matter of fact, like Super Mario World, Rayman. And yeah, I think a lot of people would like it. You collect these masks within the world, and you get these different abilities and stuff like that. Character seems cool. Kaze, a lot of customization. Well, not a lot of customization. It has customizations in there. If you do buy the game, you get a free DLC to get all these different colors. But the game is pretty dope, man. You know how these classic games, they start you off like, okay, this is pretty easy right here. But then it just like level 2 is just like, all right, we turning up right now, man. But yo, really and truly, this game is pretty cool, man. Kaze and the what you call it, and the Wild Mask, man. I think people will like it. Give it a try.
That's what's up. That's a pretty dope game. So for me, my game of the week, spotlight game is actually going to be a game that hasn't released yet, but I have high hopes for based off what we've seen in the past and what we're seeing now in terms of gameplay. It's Biomutant.
Oh yeah.
That game, you know, when I first seen the game a while back, like it was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it looked cool, but it didn't really look. It looked all right, but the world and like the design and things like that didn't really jump out at me. Where I was like, oh yeah, you know, this is something I gotta have, right? And they kind of went quiet for a while, and then like this year, they really started kind of resurfacing and pushing the game. You know, we got a release date of May 25th. And then we also got the combat trailer, which we'll talk about that later. And seeing, you know, some of the new gameplay and seeing some of the new things in the game, in the world and things like that, the combat, you know, the game really does have me intrigued now because it looks much, much like night and day better, right? So I was like, you know, it's a no-brainer to be like, you know what, you know, I want to snatch this game up and I really want to give them a chance, right? My only gripe is the fact that there's no PlayStation 5 version. So if you guys are interested in picking up the game, it will be the PS4 version of the game, right? So,
Oh, really? Damn, that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why there's no PS5 version. I think they kind of went through some type of development struggles or something like that, and I'm only assuming because they went.
Yeah, they was
for a
making
while.
it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
that
So I
shit
think
was
they
like
went-
since 2016. I think we seen that game, right?
Yeah. So, you know, I'm hoping that maybe, you know, after launch they'll push a PS5, you know, a next gen patch version or whatever out. And I'm also hoping they have a performance mode at least, so that, you know, you get that 60 frames at least, right? But
What if you have to pay for the patch update for PS5?
I'll probably pay for it.
What's going on? Why you stuttering over there, man? I'm the only one supposed to be stuttering. What's going on?
I mean, say man, look, I don't know. I might, it depends. Let me play through the game before I even make that
Because
type of decision.
you know what they did right with the game, which I don't have an issue with it. You know, I'm going to pre-order the game regardless. But when you pre-order, they lock the tier in the pre-order. I know everybody hates pre-ordering games and they hate when they lock
What do
off
you mean?
things.
What do you mean lock the tier? What do you mean by that?
So there's a mercenary class that you can only get by pre-ordering the game.
Okay. I already pre-ordered.
I'm just, you know, I just brought the
but there was
question of
a
like,
patch.
what if you have to pay for the patch update? That's
I
all.
mean, if I gotta pay for it, then, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll say that, because, you know, I might play the game and really not like it that much, or determine, you know, oh, it's not really worth buying a patch update for because it's good enough, or maybe I will. I don't know. I'm gonna keep the door kind of cracked on that one. But yeah, yo, let's get into the news for the week, man. So first and foremost, a game that I'm highly anticipating, and I'm sure a lot of you in the chat, and I'm hopefully on the panel, are highly anticipating this game as well. Returnal has gone gold. Yo, BG, starting with you, man. What's your thought? Are you hyped for this game? Like, are you picking this up? What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Returnal. I think it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna have a decent challenge to it, because this is like it's like a 3D rogue, a 3D roguelike game. You know, third person. It's a decent progression. It looks like a decent progression from what Housemarque, you know, started out as, you know, with the top down shooters, arcade-like shooters, and, you know, they had to level up because you know, even though those games apparently didn't take a lot to make, they said they weren't, like, a lot of people weren't buying them, so they weren't even like making enough money back. So I mean, this game needs to be successful. I feel like it needs to be successful for them. I feel like that $70, you know, price mark is gonna like hurt them more than help them. So I think hopefully it goes on sale kind of fast. And I'm gonna be real with you. Listen, this might be one of those where if they really gonna make some money, they might have to put that thing on PC, man. I'm gonna be real with you, Bari. Like,
I know.
because I'm not convinced people are gonna just be like picking. I mean, I am, but I'm not convinced a lot of people are gonna look at this game and be like, yeah, this is definitely worth $70. You know, off the rip, but it seemed like it'll have a decent story. The gameplay definitely looks fun to me. You know, visually, you know, they're going crazy with the particle effects, as we know that's what they do in this generation. Gameplay, visually, you know, all that, and you know, this is their first, I guess, venture into like really creating a full-fledged story in their game. So hopefully it turns out to be serviceable. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking for it, but I'm worried about it. I'll say that.
The thing is, everything you said, BG, is as far as you know, describing the game is 100% correct. Like as far as 3D game, rogue, you know, procedural generated type game, story driven, all that stuff. The only thing that's missing is the AAA aspect, where I feel like a lot of people is discrediting that just due to what the studio made before, right? The thing is, like, I don't know how anyone can watch the 6 trailers that has been shown for this game and be like, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be worth $70. Like, are you seeing the same trailers that we're watching? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how this is gonna help the game on PC. I just feel like a lot of people that are saying that they're hesitant with the game costing $70, they just don't want to pay, you know, for the game. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to Housemarque, they just don't want to pay for a Housemarque game or give that risk to a Housemarque game. The game in itself looks cool as hell. Looks like something they want to play. A lot of people say they want gameplay. They showed you like 7 gameplay trailers, but then everybody after is like, yo, I don't know if I want to pay $79 for it. When are we gonna just realize that, yo, sometimes we gotta support the industry?
Well, not only that,
if a game looks interesting, we gotta support the industry, we gotta support the game.
Well, I think also the fact that, you know, when you look at Housemarque's track record, it's seeing where they came from and where they're at now. It's definitely a level up, right? And I think that's something that I think a lot of people, like you said, Barry, they have a hard time seeing, is that this really is a level up moment for Housemarque, and this is a AAA level game being made by an indie studio that's really trying to, like I said, trying to level up, because they're going outside of their norm while still trying to maintain that Housemarque feel, or that Housemarque atmosphere, environment, whatever you want to call it.
The arcadiness of a Housemarque game.
Yeah, so I think that within itself is because the game looks great. To me, the game looks fun. The game looks great, and it looks like something that I'm willing to shell out 70 for. But I do also agree where it's like, you know, I think a lot of people are looking at the name Housemarque and saying, oh, well, what they made in the past and what they're trying to make now doesn't warrant me spending $70. And I'm like, what warrants you spending $70? Like, I don't, and worth is a subjective concept, I think, because, you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Not to call Housemarque trash, but just using that saying as an example. I don't know. For me, it looks worth 70, and I'm happy that it's on gold.
You just gotta call them out, man. These motherfuckers are cheap. They want to buy lights behind the TV, they monitor. They want to buy widescreen monitors. They want to buy PC, PS5, Xbox, Switch. They want to buy all this shit. But when it comes to the actual goddamn game, they don't want to pay for it. These motherfuckers is cheap. That's what it is. Well, that's brand new. Everybody want brand new titles. Everybody want brand new IPs. A brand new IP from Housemarque come through. They're like, whoa. This is what we wanted, but this is not what we want to pay. That's the issue.
Yeah. No, that's really the core of it.
It's gonna need some good reviews, man, because like people are already like probably looking at this game like, oh, it's just going to be an average game, right? And people are not willing to pay $70 for an average game. If the reviews come out and it's like a high 80, then people will be like, all right, then, you know, I'll make that purchase. But like people who are on the fence, and I think most people are on the fence besides like, you know, the diehards, like I think most people, they gonna need some good reviews, man. It's because, you know, people like they live off of.
No, go ahead, BG. Finish your thought.
No, I'll say, you know, people live off of other people's opinions on here. So that's what it's going to take.
But I don't understand. My question is, I don't understand why it's a roguelike. you know, and a lot of people in this community love those types of games. You know, Dead Cells and
80s.
Lost Sanctuary and you know all these Souls style games and things like, you know, it's a roguelike. So I don't understand why it being in that genre and seeing how great it looks, why that isn't enough for a lot of people in this community to really take a chance.
No,
It seems strange.
Persona, they're not looking at the actual look of the game. They're just looking at the genre. Well, which the genre is action adventure action adventure third person shooter. If you really look at it at what they're promoting, you know, yes, it has the procedural generated elements when you die, but what the genre is third person, you know, shooter. But everybody's ignoring how the game look. They're just going off that one aspect. Oh, this is procedural generated, this is roguelike. Every roguelike game we play is pixel art, 2D, you know, 3D, you know, smaller games for like $20. That's what this game should cost, even though the game have a AAA budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, that's what people's looking at. I do agree with BG though. The reviews will sway the purchase of the game.
Of course.
Hopefully it's good. No, but let's say if it's in the 70s, oh yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, nobody copping that. They're not copping that.
And the funny thing is, this is the funny thing, right? So if it's in like, say it's like a 74, 73, 74, right? But then I play it, or Persona, or Bari played it, or whoever plays it, is like, oh well, it's a great game. People should still check it out. We'll be capping.
We're capping.
Yeah, it's like, no, there's no cap. It's like if we play it and I'm gonna be honest, like if I'm not enjoying it, I'm definitely gonna be honest. Like, oh, I didn't really like it that much. I could see how it got the scores, but as of right now, I'm really excited to play the game, and I'm excited.
My biggest concern with Returnal is just the story aspect. I mean, hopefully this soccer mom chick is intriguing enough, you know, where it will entertain me story wise. I think the gameplay, I'm already hooked on the gameplay aspect. It's just I want to see how they evolve story wise, in my personal opinion. But we're gonna see. And
you know, there's certain games that, you know, supersede what their reviews do. Like there's certain games that like could get like a high 70 on Metacritic, but people play it and they'll be like, yo, this game is not a high 70 at all. This game is at bare minimum a mid 80. Like, you know, people feel that way about the first Dying Light. Like you ask anybody about Dying Light, you're like, yo, that game, there's no reason that game deserves to be in the 70s on Metacritic. So there's certain games like that. So hopefully the reputation, you know, through word of mouth, if the game is actually good, will supersede the score, whatever it is.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's get into some movie talk. So it got announced this week that Ghost of Tsushima is going to be having a movie. They are in the process of creating a movie, and the director is going to be the creator of John Wick, his name is Chad Stahelski, and you know, so that's going to be in the works. And then also the other news that also came out was that Ghost of Tsushima sold more than 6.5 million copies. So BG, thoughts on the movie, thoughts on the sales? You know, break it down for us, man. How you feeling?
So the movie, you know, this is clearly something like Sony is planning to do with all their major IPs, I guess. You know, I'm just waiting. There's gonna be a Days Gone movie, clearly, right? Yeah. Horizon movie, maybe. That's all probably gonna come in the future. And I think it's a way for them to cross promote their games, because, you know, it happens all the time. If there's a book, a movie, and a game, and, you know, they all help each other to sell. Like, people will go find out that, oh, this originated as a book, or it originated as a game or movie, and they go check it out and stuff like that. So I think that's how they're looking at this, as it's marketing material. You know, that's the way to do it. And you know, that Sony movie division obviously wants to make some money, so why not, you know, use their own IPs and their own concepts. Ghost of Tsushima, I've said I do think this should be a limited series more than a movie, only because there's so much story in Ghost of Tsushima outside of the main story. Not saying you need to include everything, because there's a lot of like side stuff, but there's a lot of side stuff that connects directly into the main story because of all the the supporting cast. So in a 2-hour movie, you're leaving out a lot of stuff that fleshes out these characters. In a 2-hour movie, I'm gonna assume we're not even gonna see a lot of these side characters. A lot of stuff is gonna get cut. There's no way you can include that in a 2-hour movie and like focus and still focus on like the character development of Jin, right? So I think a lot of these characters they're not even gonna be there. But I think John Wick, that director of John Wick, I mean, that means the movie's gonna be bloody and gory, which I'm down for. I'm always like interested in like I'm always interested in like Japanese warfare and stuff like that. I watch like documentaries. There was this documentary on Netflix about like the Japanese feudal age and all the warlords and everything like that, and it was fire. I'm always interested in stuff like that. I'm always interested in movies about samurais, ninjas. So if directed properly and the right production, I think it'll be fire, but I think it should be a limited series instead.
Yeah, it's funny. I think they're gonna follow the mainline path of the story of Ghost of Tsushima, and I think the only other characters we might see is Yuna and her brother. Because they both were like pivotal, like real important parts of the story. Because the brother, he needed to create the what was it, specialized armor and the specialized pieces. Like he became like Jin's personal blacksmith, pretty much. And Yuna, she was intel on how to find, Genghis Khan's nephew. I forgot his name. How to find Khan and all. Oh, and the traitor. I don't want to give too much of the game story away. Spoilers, but the traitor as well. I think he might be in the story as well. Bari, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, as far as the movie aspect, I agree with BJ. I think it would be great as like a series in itself, because you can go much more in depth with the character. But overall, I think Ghost will be like a great movie. Like when I think about like a PlayStation game, you know what I mean? This is like a movie that I'm like, okay, I will watch this regardless if it's not like a PlayStation game. You know what I mean? Like something samurai, liberating, Tsushima and all that. That sounds interesting to me. That's movie wise as well. So, yeah, I'm with that movie wise. I think it's a great choice. But yeah, I think the series will be the better choice in my personal opinion as well. So I agree with BG on that. The director, hey man, I'm with that. You know what I mean? Like, my man created some very interesting kills in John Wick. So I'm very intrigued to see what he's gonna do with Ghost of Tsushima, man. And we already know Jin is a bad motherfucker. So I would love to see what it could do. As far as the game selling on the 6.5 million, that's good for a new IP. But the biggest news to me wasn't just it sold 6.5 million or more than 6.5 million. It's how much people's actually completing the motherfucking game. Around 3.25 people. That's more than half of the people have completed Ghost of Tsushima.
3.25 million.
Yes. You know what I mean? That
50%.
That is a huge milestone in my personal opinion, because a lot of people buy games so they don't finish it, but that just tells you that
especially
Sony,
open world.
Yeah, real talk. A long game like Ghost, that's a long game, bro. It does tell you that Sony is doing something right when it comes to creating these games, as far as is entertain people enough to for them to complete it, or they're making it. I guess I know a lot. This is a hit or miss. They're making it simple enough for people to complete it, because I know hardcore wise people are like, damn, this game's a little too simple. The trophy is a little too simple. But more people are playing the game. More people are completing the game, which is, that's what you want.
I think with Ghost of Tsushima too, it's the fact that, the combat really is good. Like that alone. Like when I was playing the game, I was going around the world just fighting people like all over, and the world was so beautiful that I wanted to explore. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see all the corners of the world. And another thing that they did that was really smart, because a lot of open world games don't necessarily do this. They only have like specific fast travel points. In Ghost of Tsushima, anything on the map you can fast travel to after you've been there. So, and they have all the
Yeah.
little villages and things like that. So I think being able to fast travel, especially if you're trying to get the platinum, or you're trying to really get to like the story and really get to places, being able to just fast travel, I'm here. I think that really pushed a lot of people to want to be able to get through that story as well. And again, it was a great story on its own, like on its own merits. But that fast travel and being able, because it is a pretty big map, being able to fast travel like that definitely, I think, helped a lot of people with their attention span and really sticking with the game.
Yeah, it would be cool too. Like if it were to be like a mini series or a series, like those side quests that they have, like the legendary like side quests, that could be like an episode. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That would be fire as hell, bro. Because some of those side quests is like dope, got mad lore to it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I agree with BG on that as well, because it's definitely not going to capture all the lore of Tsushima, because a lot of that stuff is true, like in terms of the battle and all that stuff. I wouldn't want it to just be crammed into a 2-hour movie, because a lot of those characters do deserve their own episodes or two, or their own fleshing out of story. So I feel like a limited series.
But if we get like a trilogy,
series, yeah, you can get 3. It could be a trilogy, sure, but I feel like a series would kind of still hit better, because it's all the
I agree.
coming out there. Like if you do 13 episodes, I feel like 13 episodes you can get through a lot in that and really tell a really good story. Hour-long episodes.
I feel like a series is more cost efficient. I feel like a series is more cost efficient too.
Yeah.
It's because it's something you just got to do one time, get it out. You don't got to redo a whole nother movie, a production. Just do it all at one time, get it out. It's more cost effective that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Is a series better because we're in the COVID times? Like, if it wasn't COVID times, would you be like, yo, should we do a series, or it would be fine as a movie, or it still would be the same opinion regardless if COVID is there or not?
Nah, I would
for me,
still
I think it'll still be the same.
Yeah, I would still want the series as well, because I mean, again, how many, and I'm going back in time, how many video game movies have we gotten that were just terrible, right? Mm-hmm. And with Last of Us, we're getting a series on HBO, because that's a story you can't just tell in a movie either. That's definitely a series, right? Because you're definitely going to see Ellie grow up and things like that. I wouldn't mind see Jen, and this is why a series I think is better, because you can really play around with the timeline, right? Where it doesn't have to all be when he's the ghost. It can be, when he was a child, and a couple of episodes of that to kind of get true backstory of his parents and his uncle and and how he learned to become a samurai, and then build up. And there could be 2 seasons, 3 seasons. That, like, a series lets you really play around with story much more, right? Because could you imagine WandaVision being in a movie, 2-hour movie? I don't think it would have had the same effect, right?
I agree.
So yeah, but we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully the movie is good, because video game movies notoriously have not been good. Dragon Ball Z Evolution, anybody? Anyway.
No, Monster Hunt. Yo, listen, bro. I wasted $25 watching that garbage Monster Hunter. That junk was garbage.
I wouldn't have wasted that money, because anything with that chick, I forget her name, but she was in the original Resident Evil movies.
She made bad movies. She
makes terrible movies. She makes terrible movies, man. Like, I've never seen only movie that she was good in my opinion, was the first Resident Evil. After that, her movies have been trash.
I liked her in Three Musketeers too. Yeah, you know what? Yo, you ever just be scrolling, right? I'm scrolling through the Apple joint. So let me watch a trailer. The trailer looked I was like, yo, let me see what we got here. $20, with tax like $25. Yo, I'm watching that joint. I was like, garbage, yo.
Oh God, yeah, I'm glad I ain't waste that money. I'm gonna take your word for it, Bari.
It's garbage.
But I want to get into this trailer, man, and get you guys' thoughts, man. So, like I said, Biomutant had released a combat trailer this week, man, and we know that the game was coming out March 25th, right? Excuse me, May 25th. Sorry.
That's the same day as Deathloop.
No, Deathloop is the 21st.
Okay, wrong bad.
Yeah.
Right.
So starting with BUB, what's your thoughts on this game? Are you picking this up? Like, are you interested in this game? I'm sure you're gonna pick it up on PC anyway, but Are you interested in this game? Like, what's your thoughts on this? How you liking the trailer?
I mean, I had my eye on Biomutant for a while. I mean, I remember like when they showed the trailer, it might have been back in 2007 or something like that. And it looked like one of those games like that was never coming out, right? So, yeah, I think based on what was showed, I'm definitely going to pick it up. I'm a little bit like unsure. The combat looks okay, but it doesn't look completely like convincing that, like, yeah, this is going to be fire. But I think it has a lot of potential, and it's convinced me enough that I'm gonna pick it up day one and try it out. It's convinced me enough. But the combat trailer looked okay. I don't know. I virtually know nothing about the story. I don't think they've really talked about it that much.
No, they haven't actually.
Yeah, and this is Ubisoft, and I'm just, I couldn't tell you what's the last like Ubisoft game I really liked because when you play one Ubisoft game,
this is a
it's not Ubisoft.
No, this is THQ Nordic.
Why did I think this was Ubisoft? I'm bugging.
Open world. Because it's open world. Ubisoft,
yeah, I thought this was Ubisoft for some reason.
This THQ.
Okay, so that makes it even better. That makes it even better because them Ubisoft open worlds, they all be the same and they all play the same. When you play one Ubisoft game, you played like the rest of them.
Talk to him, BG. Talk to Persona, please.
Nah, because all I'm saying is Immortal Phoenix Rising, it I don't know, it's just it's different. Like, I enjoy it. Like, it's so much better.
Valhalla it's a different game, but it's the same. As far as the open world elements, it's
fun though. Like, for some reason in Immortal
Phoenix, looks different.
It's fun. Yeah, it looks different. The puzzles and things.
It looks different.
It's fun. Yeah.
Look, I downloaded the Immortal Phoenix demo, and I still haven't even. It's downloaded, and I can't convince myself to even try the demo. But one day, maybe I'll get to it. I just don't believe in Ubisoft.
Trust me, BG. Trust me.
Try it out.
Trust me, I was there. With this Immortal Phoenix game, I was like, this looks trash. I'm good, whatever. I'm telling you, I feel like you're gonna enjoy it, man, because it's a really fun game to play. Like, the story is good, dialogue and things like that. The combat is good, leveling up. I think you'll enjoy it, low key.
But it's combat.
Right. But yeah, Biomutant is definitely looking good, and the open world looks huge and expansive. So I'm looking forward to it.
So he can use elemental weapons too. Oh yeah, I'm in here.
Yeah, elemental weapons. I think there's some type of magic or something like that you can.
I saw him use like some electric and fire. Yeah, like on the sword. Give me ice and we in there.
What you thinking about this, Bar?
Oh no, I'm gonna pick it up for sure. A lot of people like. This is the thing, like PS5. I wish it had a PS5 update, but there's still a lot of games coming out for like PS4 and Xbox. So there's still new games coming out. It's just not next gen, quote unquote next gen. But hopefully it takes advantage somehow of the PS5. The frame rate's running pretty good. But yeah, the game looks good, man. Like, from watching this game for years, every time I see a new trailer, like, it looks like it's getting brighter. It's getting more like that vivid picture look. Yeah. But yeah. Oh shit, he got juggle right in there. I'm with this.
I feel like this is definitely PC footage they're showing too, man. This is definitely not consoles, man. Cause
I feel
this is definitely PC because this looks too, nothing against.
It's not coming out on the Switch,
but no, hell no, this ain't coming out on the Switch. It's PS4, Xbox One, PC, but I think they definitely showing PC footage because this looks too bright, too good.
This trailer was on. They had a PlayStation trailer up the other day. But yeah, you might be right. It might be PS.
I think this
might be PC footage.
Yeah, I think
this is the mercenary class I was talking about that you get through pre-order.
Yeah, the game looks good, man. It's a day one. It's a day one for your boy.
I'm with it.
Oh yeah. All right, let's get into some spicy news here with the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita stores being removed this summer. So apparently there's still a rumor, nothing's confirmed by PlayStation yet, but the PlayStation 3 store is slated to be closed down in July, and then the Vita store is slated to be closed down in August. And there's been a lot of uproar from the community. Now, for me personally, I don't think that, with them closing these stores down, that means if you did buy anything digitally, that you wouldn't be able to re-download those games, because that would be a PR nightmare. I just think, from what the article says, the ability to purchase things from the store won't be available on those platforms anymore, right? BG, give you the floor, starting with you. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a big deal to you? Are people overreacting? What's up?
Oh man, it's not a big deal to me because I don't play like old games like that. Like everybody knows, I'm not here for these old games. Like, yeah, are there exceptions? Because every time I say this, people like to be like, well, you played Resident Evil 4. I'm like, yeah, yes, there is an exception. I love Resident Evil 4. I think it's one of the greatest games ever made. So yes, I went back to Resident Evil 4 multiple times. But most games, I do not go back and play them, especially not games like past like 2 generations. Like I'm not doing that. Like I'll play maybe a PS4 game now, but technically that's, those are still available on PS5. It's just a PS4 version. But I can't see myself playing a PS3 game unless it's like I'll play like remakes of old games, but I'm not playing the original versions of those old games. I might not even play a remaster. Mostly I need a remake if I'm gonna play a old game. So to me, like, I don't care about this. Like, there's collectors who care, people who care about game preservation care. I don't. So, it is really not something that affects me or the way I play games. I did see something like PlayStation is patenting some type of way to play emulated games. So I figured, like, is that a solution and a reason they're getting rid of this? I don't know. It's not my lane because it's not something I care about or look at.
Got you. Bari, what you think, man?
I think that a lot of people are exaggerating with this news. If it was something more, say, like if you couldn't play your PS3 digital games, or you couldn't play your PSP or your Vita digital games anymore, that would be like an issue for me. But as far as just like nobody's buying a PS3 game on the digital store, nobody's buying Vita games on the digital store like that no more. So I can understand, like, PlayStation 1 to free up servers or whatnot to use it for something different other than something that people are not using. People that are not using it, these servers for it. But I do think that game preservation is important. Cause yeah, sometimes you do get that, you get that mood. Like I get where BG is coming from, because I'm in that vein, but I'm not all the way there. Like there's times where I'll boot up the Vita TV and play like an old school game. You know what I mean? But majority of my play is like the newer stuff. So I get where he's coming from. But yeah, when I saw this news, everybody was going, crazy. Like, how could PlayStation do this? You know what I mean? Why they have Game Pass in their Twitter name? But at the end of the day, to me, it's not a big a deal as long as you can still play the digital games there. I have a lot of digital games on PS3. I can boot that up and play that there. As long as I can play that, the games on my Vita and PSP, because the PSP is blended in the Vita store. So as long as I can play those games. But if this is true, if they're gonna shut down the store, they should at least put some classic PSP games on the store so people can buy them before the store goes away. Like Crisis Core, you know what I mean? I would like to get that digitally. I don't want to pay $300 for the goddamn disc. You know what I mean? There's certain games I would love to see them put on the store and can play them. And if this is also another thing that, like, when it comes to game preservation, we got to think about this too, because yeah, the new patent that BG mentioned, it sounds good and all, but how is PlayStation going to implement it? Like, is it a lot of games that's under your PSN ID, right? Are you going to recharge them in a service so you can play those games and get trophies? You know what I mean? Or it will recognize that you have this game already and whatnot. So we got to think about that as well. Like, see how PlayStation is going to implement that patent. Hopefully, the best case scenario is that it will recognize your digital, purchase on your PSN. But if I know PlayStation, that's not going to be the deal, right? That's not going to be the deal. Whatever they're going to do with like PS3, what they have in PS3 or PS Now stuff, or the older stuff or Vita stuff, it's probably going to be in the PS Now service as well. And they charge you monthly or yearly to play that with trophies. But at the end of the day, as long as you can play the digital games or whatever platform that you still have, I'm cool with that. But the store, yeah, who gives a fuck?
Listen, I need people in this community. It's not all, and again, I like to put my disclaimer: if it don't apply, let it fly. Right? I'm gonna need people in this community to stop capping. You know damn well that you aren't buying digital games on PlayStation 3. You know damn well, because all the people is fussing about that 64 gigabyte proprietary PS Vita card and didn't buy it. You know damn well you are not buying digital Vita games on the Vita. Stop it.
Facts.
A lot of this is capping. You weren't buying none of this stuff digital in 2006, 2006, 2007, 2010, 2011. You weren't buying digital. Stop it. Stop it. Right? In terms of this, I'm in the same vein as like I really don't care. Like I really want PlayStation's focus to be PlayStation 5, man. Like I really mean that, man. Like I really do not care. I want their focus to be PS5, new games. If they're gonna do remakes from this time or whatever, I wholeheartedly support that. But I'm not really looking at PlayStation to keep putting out PS3 or keep putting these games on these platforms or keep pushing these things. I really don't care because I really want the focus to be PlayStation 5. Honestly. And in terms of the Vita, a lot of y'all didn't support the Vita. So like a lot of y'all didn't even buy the Vita. Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like a lot of y'all didn't even buy the Vita, man. Y'all wouldn't even play that console because what was the stipulations back then? We don't want console-like experiences on the go. So Unit 13, Call of Duty Declassified, God of War, Ghost of Sparta, Killzone, all those different games, you weren't buying them. Uncharted, Golden Abyss, you weren't buying them. You weren't playing them. And then when they started putting a lot of indies and JRPGs and Japanese-style games on there, you damn sure weren't buying them. Buying the Vita or buying those games. So I don't want to hear it. And again, if it don't apply, let it fly. That's the disclaimer in the beginning. But for those that it applies to, I don't want to hear it. Because you didn't support the Vita. You didn't support those games. And PlayStation 3, were you really buying digital? Be honest here. People are just now getting on board with buying things digital. And that's still only at 50% or 51% of the entire community. During the PS4 generation, no, even during PS4 in the beginning, people were against buying digital.
I was all digital.
Again, Bari, if it don't apply, let it fly.
My bad.
So, for me...
I mean, that's my stance when it comes to things like, listen, if it's not contributing to PlayStation making games for the PS5 or something that benefits the PS5, which is the current... I'm not worried about the past. My bad. I'm not worried about the past. I'm always just worried about the current. If it's something that affects the past and like that I'm not even participating in anymore, I could not care less.
Yeah. Yep. I'm in the same boat. I agree.
History is important. History is important, guys. We got especially these new ass, wet behind the ear ass, aiming people. These Twitter finger motherfuckers that's on Twitter. They need to understand history too. That's why the games need to be there as well. As long as the games are there,
there's over 200, 300 plus games in PS Now, PS3 games that people can stream and play. Now they obviously need to do a better job of putting more of those titles on. Like at this point, every PS3 title should be on there, especially the PlayStation exclusives. Why is Resistance 3 the only game on there, and not Resistance Fall of Man and Resistance 2? You get what I mean? Like, put all that stuff on there. Fine, whatever, on PS Now. But PS Now is there. PS Now is there, Bari. PS Now is there. Go use it.
Yeah, but you know what they're going to say? That's streaming. They want the actual download. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen,
but
man.
I'm
Hey,
with
listen.
you. I'm with you with the PS Now thing. I'm with you 100%. But
Listen.
you know how these you know how these people think.
Listen. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, right? I want to live in a 10 car, 20 bedroom, 10 bathroom mansion, but I live in a 1 bedroom apartment in New York. It's bullshit. You deal with it, or you don't play the games. You deal with it, man.
No, this is why I'm saying that. You know, I think we all agree that game preservation is important. You know what I mean? Like I said, yeah, I agree with y'all with the whole digital stores. Like you got to move on because that's taking up servers. You can use that towards different things or a different game or whatnot. But as long as you can still play those stuff there, I feel like with PlayStation, if this is true, this news is true, and they're moving on from those stores, they should have it somewhere where you can play those games available to you, like in the server, like PS Now. PS Now is there. Like have those stuff there for these new age ass gaming ass people.
Well,
you know what I mean? But for those people that still have their systems that still like that shit, they can still play that stuff there. Which I know they don't have the digital games. I agree with you, Persona, 100% when it comes to PS.
I'm sorry to stop you.
Go ahead.
Arsenic. He asks the question, where do you think PS Now gets the PS3 games from the PS Store? Let me explain something to you, Arsenic. If you really think that them shutting down this PS3 store means that all the games on PS Now are going away, you're a fucking idiot. I'm letting you know right now. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Do you really think that them shutting down the PS3 store means that all those games on PS Now won't be playable? Are you serious?
No, because PS Now it's a rack of like PS3 servers. They make the PS3 into servers and they're just pushing the game like how remote play is to your console. That's how PS Now works. Jesus. You can't really buy a game from PS Now or nothing like that. So not having the store there is not going to affect you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's weird to me, man. Like I just don't get it. Like who was really buying stuff from listen, not a lot of people have their PS3 anymore. Who was really even like buying stuff from the PS3 store or whatever? Like it's they only get mad at this stuff when it's brought up.
Yeah, it's gone.
But it's not something y'all were actually like utilizing or anything like that. It's just y'all like to have it there just to have it there.
No, BG, I agree with you 100%. But it's like you know, when you're in a relationship, right? Or if you're in a bad relationship, you have a bad relationship, right? Or I'm not saying a PS3 is a bad relationship, but this is a comparison reason. And now the girl is gone, right? You guys broke up. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're going to have that moment where you're going to miss it. You're going to be like, damn, man. You know what I mean? Like,
that's your problem.
You just got to move on.
That's your problem, man. You gotta cut that thing. You gotta cut it off, man. You gotta realize that's not you didn't really want that, right? You just got used to it. That's what it was. You just got used to it. You don't really want it around.
Yeah, you know what? You're 100% correct, man. I'm not even disagreeing with what you're saying, but it's just the fact that some people just want to have it there. You know what I mean? Just knowing the fact that it's not going to be there no more, it irritates people, I guess. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, are they really using it? Yeah,
no, but they're not using it though. Like I'm sure PlayStation is looking at, just look at the PlayStation movies communities. They're looking at the statistics of this stuff and making the decision of, hey, look, no one is supporting this stuff. We get rid of it. But then when it comes out, oh well, this is anti-consumer. This is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. You're not using it. When is the last time you bought a movie?
I got a perfect
PlayStation
example.
Store? Like, come on, man.
Perfect example. I got a scooter, right? I was using the scooter when I was a kid. I don't use the scooter no more. I don't have no use for this scooter, but the scooter is still with me. Why? Because it has the memories of me being a kid. If I was to throw away that scooter, the memories would go away, but I'll feel like the memories would go away. So now when I look at that scooter in this room or whatnot, I'm like, yo, I remember when I was using that scooter. That's what the games on PS3 and the Vita is like.
So you want the games there to just so you can stare at them, is what you're saying.
You're not using the shits. You're not playing them. Yeah, like your Persona, I agree with you too. A lot of people, it's not even, they don't have digital games on
But that's what I'm saying. So like people, but even the ones that do have them, right? I'm willing to bet they're not even playing that.
I have my PS3
like,
right there.
what are you doing? Just staring at them.
I'm not turning it on, but you know.
you staring at the, it's just like people with those gaming collections, like the physical collections. That stuff is cool, but you're staring at all these games and not playing them. A lot of those games.
Yeah, that's why I said
finish.
I tell people all the time I'm an anti-collector. Like if something's not serving me, I want to get rid of it like immediately. Like I'm not a fan of just having something around just to have it. Like that like to me, listen, that's almost damn near sickness. Like they say hoarding is a sickness. Look at collectors almost as a sick person. I'm gonna be real with you, because I'm like, why else would you want something around you just for the purpose of having it if it's not doing anything? Like I just don't get that mentality.
It is.
I agree.
I don't know, man. It's just life. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I agree with you guys, but I just think PlayStation needs to, if this news is true, that I keep on have to saying that, put all them joints in PS Now. The Vita games, I'm pretty sure you can make that downloadable. I don't know, the PS3 might be difficult for them. The Vita games, you can make that downloadable, and they'll be perfectly fine, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You eating Persona? What's going on, man?
No. I was typing something in the chat. So to kind of keep it going, to staying within the realm of PlayStation Store and PS Now, I'm sure we all got this this promotion for 1 month of PS Now for $1, right?
Oh.
And this is something that a lot of us have made fun of on the other side, right? But this promotion, you can get 1 month of PS Now for $1, and the promotion ends March 29th, right? BG, what's your thoughts on this whole $1? Is this a sign that they might be permanently moving in this direction? What's up?
I mean, possibly, but honestly, what it is right now, it's a glorified, free trial, 1 month free trial, because it's like, right, if you read it, the promotion says it goes back to $9.99 after 1 month, so you don't get to keep using this for $1 a month. So it's a free trial. That's all it is. They literally could have made it literally just $0, and because that's what happens with a free trial. It's free. It's $0, and then after that 1 month, it goes back to $9.99 or whatever the original price is. So I'm like, what was this? I guess it's an experiment. It's the Game Pass experiment, or it's they didn't want to, because they've given away a lot of free trials for PS Now. So I guess they wanted to make some money off of it.
Yeah,
that's how I saw it. It's weird. And I didn't really get it. But I guess they're testing the waters. They don't do anything without a purpose.
Yeah, I think that it's the same thing with Game Pass, where they're trying to, if it's $1 so cheap, right, and get people in to try it and see how great the service is, or, just to see if they like it or not. Because too often, a lot of people, they trash PS Now without having tried it, right? So I think right now, with it being $1, there's really $1. Like, you can find $1 between the couch cushions. You feel me? Like, there's no excuse for you to giving this a try now, just to see if it's something that's truly trash or truly good. For those that for those that tend to talk down on PS Now but have never tried it. Bari, what's your thoughts, man?
This is a dumbass promotion. It's one of those half-baked, half-ass promotions that PlayStation's doing. Listen, if you guys, a lot of people don't understand PS Now, right? So PS Now, this promotion is only if you are a new member. Okay, so if you're a new member coming into PS Now, you can pay $1 for a whole month, right? Mm-hmm. But if you don't want to pay anything just to try a PS Now, you already have a 7-day trial available to you as a new customer. You know what I mean? So So if you want to try out the service, what you gonna do? You gonna pay $1, or you just gonna do it free for the week? You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like, you have a promotion like this. Why don't you just announce your April games that's coming to PS Now? That would entice people to get into the service, or show a whole bunch of like your top rated games that's with it. You just have this splash screen of $1 the promotion ends the 29th, and that's it. Keep it moving. You know what I mean? Like, yo, to get into PlayStation now doesn't cost you a thing. If you're a new customer, you could try the free trial for a week. I don't think, you know, that's all it would take for somebody to decide, like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna use this service, or okay, I will buy a month of PS Now or something like that. You know, I don't know. I just thought the service, this announcement or whatever, this promotion is this, like I said, it's Kool-Aid with no sugar, man. It's Kool-Aid with no sugar, man. PlayStation needs to start adding the sugar in these announcements, man. Like, it's lazy to me, man. The marketing that they're doing right now is just lazy, in my personal opinion. I don't like it. Yeah. But that's just me. I know people gonna be like, "Oh, Jay, buy your 2 credit card." It doesn't matter. Yeah, all right, it doesn't matter. But that's just my opinion. I thought it was a lazy announcement.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. Certain things that PlayStation have been doing is just really weird lately. They do certain things good one week, and then the next week it's like, when you put things out, it's half-assed. It's like, why you keep doing this? Fix it, PlayStation, fix it. But moving on to some fighting game news, right? So Tekken 7 got Lidia Sobieska this week, right, Barry? Or was it last week? It's this week, right? Yeah.
It was last week, 23rd.
Last week. And she looks pretty. Did we talk about this last week?
No, I actually didn't. I didn't have it for last week.
Oh, okay,
but the character is dope.
Yeah,
I like her a lot, man.
I know you put up a trailer. Excuse me, you put up you streamed and you were showing her off, and she looks pretty dope, man. I'm gonna let you kind of speak to this while the trailer plays. You know, give us your thoughts on her and how she is.
Yeah, she's like that typical stance type character. If you guys don't like to go into different stances to get like optimal damage, it's not the character for you. She has some good buttons as well. She's plussing a lot of stuff that she does, but it takes for you to go in a stance, or it might be like a 2-hitting thing, so people might sidestep out of there. It's not like the fastest of startups. But yo, she's strong though, man. She's pretty good. I like her a lot. She has a parry like Leroy, and her parry does a lot of damage. And the second one, the kick one, is a launcher. So it's not just a knockdown with a parry. You can actually get a full combo off of it. But yeah, I like her a lot, man. She's gonna take a while for to really, really master, because she has like 4 different stances. But overall, like pick up and play wise, I could tell, I could see a lot of people probably spamming her 4 button, like circle, where she does like a high kick into a low sweep. I can see a lot of people using that shit. But overall, I think to get the full damage out of her, like those type of combos in the video, is going to take a lot of practice to do that stuff. But she's fun. She's fun. In my opinion, she's fun. And I have some ranked gameplay coming soon, so don't worry.
BG, you play Tekken?
Nah. I love to watch Tekken, especially at a pro level, but I pretty much don't play it at all. Last Tekken I played was probably like on the PS1, for real.
Damn, really? Jeez. So you don't care nothing about this character reveal?
No, not really. Yeah. I mean, I love the game though. I just like to watch it at a pro level. I mean, what I played of it on the PS1, it might have been the demo disc. I think it was the demo disc. I've never actually bought a Tekken game, I think.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks pretty cool.
I don't think she's mid at all. I think she's strong. People saying that she's not linear as well either. She has a lot of tracking moves, but I don't think she's mid at all. It's just, if you're not a stance type character, she's not a brawler like people saying why not put Tifa in the game. You know what I mean? She's not a stance character. I mean, she's not a brawler like that. She's a stance like karate type character. You know Tifa is more like what's that chick name? I've been doing a little flip hop kick. I forgot her name. But this character is she's nothing like Tifa. She's good, man. Like I said, if you want to put the time into her, you're gonna have to put time into her. You're not gonna just pick up and play, go on rank and see, let me see what's going on with this character. No, you're gonna have to put some lab time with this character. She's not as easy as but she doesn't have a traditional down forward 2. Her launchers is not the typical like one hit launch you in the air, juggle. Other than her Wild Rising 2, that's like her real launcher that will pop you up in the air. But everything else is like more like a grounded launcher. So if you're not ready for that type of stuff, or if you haven't been using characters like that, then I don't see a lot of people using her. But overall, if you put the time into her, she's fun.
Yeah. I'll be honest, Tekken 7, I have the game, but I haven't been on that game in a very long time, and honestly, she looks fun, she looks great, but it's really not enough for me to come back. I really don't care. I mean, she looks great. I like seeing the trailers for the characters and things like that, and but I don't see myself going back to Tekken to play, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tekken
is one of those games like
okay.
you're gonna have to put a lot of time in Tekken, man. Like if you haven't played a while, like I haven't played a while either. You know what I mean? So when I came back into using this character, I was like, oh shit, I like stance characters. You know me, Persona, man. So I'm just like, yo, this character drew me, and I'm just like, yo, I would learn this character. You know what I mean? And I see all the cheap stuff that people use with her, but when you get to the higher level, people are just gonna parry or they're gonna low parry that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm more into the anime fighters. Except for like this other game that I'm really excited for, and this new
segue
that got announcement. That got announced.
Oh, that segue though.
I'm talking about Yashiro Nanakase, right? King of Fighters 15. Very excited for this game. Man, this game is the characters are just too good.
Is that the Japanese way you just said it?
Yeah, Nanakase.
Oh man. This guy is super fan. He pronouncing it in the Japanese title. This guy flexing.
Too much anime in my blood, Yeah, so like he looks really, really good. Really fun. I can see him being on my team. Funny enough, he's beating up Iori here, but I can definitely see him on my squad with Iori and with Terry. If we just go to town. He definitely comes off as a brawler. He's definitely a brawler style character, and based in the trailer, I do like how he's his moves is getting connected. Like this move right here, this fury of moves here is just crazy. BG, are you interested in King of Fighters 15? Have you played that or interested in this?
I have played King of Fighters, but bro, like one of the thing about fighters is like you gotta have time, and I tell people all the time, like people to be thinking like I'm joking, like yo, I don't got the time, because like you can't just like to be good, you can't play casually. You gotta actually play, like put mad hours in. So yeah, I don't, unless I know I got like a whole bunch of free time, I don't even bother like even trying them out or buying them.
Got you. Bari, man, what's your thoughts on your Yashiro?
Yo, so when I saw this trailer, I was like, yo, they redesigned this character crazy, because if this is the same Yashiro that I knew from King of Fighters, this dude always looked like a cornball in King of Fighters, where he has like the weird ass outfit. I still see he has this little choker on his neck, but I never picked him. I never really picked him just due to how he looked, on the select screen. I was like, nah, I ain't picking this dude. But I always heard of this character. Yo, like especially younger.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you base these characters on how
trying to pick the
like,
cool one. Yeah, the cool guy.
If they look cool, because he hasn't been in the game for a minute. But from what I'm hearing, people say this character's always been a beast. You know what I mean? This character's always been pretty good. Like he's always been like a strong, KOF character. So it's good that he's back in the game. This redesign, I like the redesign, because if he looked the same like in the old ones, I would have been a skip. No matter what color you can choose, it'd have been look. I don't know if you can Google real quick. Google real quick. This dude, his old school look, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
It was like he had like a suspender. He had like this weird ass jacket, the same little love choker on there. His pants was weird. Yeah, he looked cornball, man. Looked like a cornball. Nobody was picking this dude, man, unless you like really, really, really into KOF. But the redesign, like one thing I like about KOF 15, man, is these redesigns, man. Looking pretty good.
I remember. Oh, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, everybody was skipping this dude, man. I'm trying to tell you, he was skipping this dude. Like, the hell is this, man?
Hey yo. Oh man,
Yeah,
yo.
he looked like a weirdo. Yeah,
Yeah, he looks like a weirdo, man.
yeah. He the last dude to get picked on the team. Like, yeah, he the last.
Exactly.
Hey yo,
Exactly.
man. He looking kind of wild, man. I forgot how he looked back in the day.
Nobody was picking that, man. Like, who the hell is this
Man.
dude? But dude's a brawler, man. So I don't have no.
I remember
knowledge
I
of this
wouldn't
character.
like. I remember like in Soul Calibur, even though I think he was a decent character, I wouldn't pick up what was it, Voldo? I'm like, yo, he's a
yeah.
little bit too sassy for me.
It's
Yo,
funny. I
I
used to
would-
like Voldo, man. He was.
Nah, yo, ask Chuck. He in the chat too, man. I would never ever pick that character. That's the way how he looks.
He a little bit too sassy, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, never. You would not even see me practice with that character. If we do a random select fight and I get Voldo, nah, we doing that over again. I would never pick that character. Never.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's the new character, Yashiro. I hope you guys, definitely support the game. Those in the chat, if you're into fighters, especially King of Fighters, because King of Fighters 15 is looking really, really good, right? This next game, right? I'm gonna have Bari take lead here, because Bari, I'm sure he knows about this a little more than I do, because when I was scrolling through, and actually Bari's the one that retweeted this. I was scrolling through, and I was like, yo, wait. Melty Blood? What is that? Like I've never heard of that before. I know it's an anime, right? And so they've got this new game coming out called Melty Blood Type Lumina. And so some screenshots got out of it's a fighting game obviously, and it's coming out. And this looks up my alley. So you see some of the screenshots here. But yo, Bari, man, can you kind of like let us know, and even me, because I'm gonna be learning too. Just kind of let us know what this is and what this is about.
Yeah, yo. So when it comes to Melty Blood, I never played Melty Blood per se. I always watch the tournaments and all that stuff. But they're the same people, French Bread that makes On the Night, same developer.
Really? Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Melty Blood is like an old school game that it's like the predecessor to like On the Night. This game has like mad system mechanics.
It looks very
wasn't
Under Night-ish. Like when I'm looking at the screenshots, I can definitely get some Under Night vibes here.
It's the same people that made French Bread, the French Bread developers that made On the Night. And yeah, so they coming out with a new like an updated version. But I'm guessing this is the new game. So they're gonna have more than 10 characters on here, which I know people's gonna be like, what? But when it comes to this type of game and all the system mechanics and all of what the characters can do, trust me, you'll be perfectly fine with like 10, 11, 12 characters at launch, because you're not trying to learn all that bullshit and those matchups.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm as intrigued as you, man. Like I'm gonna pick it up and get into Melty Blood as well, man. See how it goes, because I never played Melty Blood. I always watch the tournaments, and that shit look like it's a hard game, man. Because On the Night ain't no easy game as well. You got a lot of system mechanics and all.
I was looking at gameplay. I'm like, yo, this looks, of like the older titles or whatever. This looks pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Melty Blood is like you pick a character, and then you got to pick like what type. Similar to the grooves in Capcom versus SNK 2, where they have like, you put type A, type this, and they do like different actions. So there's a lot of system mechanics to the game. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it. It says coming out this year too, so
yeah,
we'll definitely see how it is, man.
Yeah, these are like this full. I wanted to find like the full, because this is from the guys the Twitter. So I wanted to find the full scans, and the characters.
I think it's up on the blog. You might can find it on the blog. Hold up, let me see.
I'm looking at the scans right now. But even like if you look at the character that I'm feeling, Three Swords chick right here.
Oh yeah, the Three Sword chick.
Yes. She reminds me of what's her name from Shamrock Kagura, yeah.
Yeah, she's OD. She's like a
Hamura.
She's like she OD. I see a lot of people use her at tournaments.
Yeah,
she's
the,
OD.
The Three Swords just jumped out at me, right? But this I love fighting. I love finding new fighting games and things like this, because I really get intrigued. So expect some streams. I'm sure me and Bari will definitely be doing some first attempts in this game. I'm really excited for this. Just looking off the screenshots and the characters, I'm already excited and can't wait to see more. And can't wait to play this game. And it's coming out to North America 2021 this year. So I'm very excited for this. So if you're into fighting games, definitely support this. If it looks interesting, I'm sure we'll get a trailer and things like that soon. Which we'll definitely talk about here on the channel as well. BG, I know you're not. Are you into this? Do you want to give your thoughts on this? Do you care?
I haven't even seen it. I'm gonna have to look into it. This is the first time I'm even like I know about Under Night and all that. But I haven't seen the one that y'all talking about right now, so I have to check it out. Okay. But I ain't got no time, so I probably ain't got no time.
You like them team games. BG waiting for a next Marvel vs. Capcom. That's what he waiting for.
Yeah, I like tag games, man. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I like.
By the way, yo, shout out to BG too, man, because when we was doing online arcade, BG pulled up. While a lot of you guys like to talk in the chat and comment, yo, you can't do a combo. Oh, you can't do this. Yo,
BG's team was it was Chun-Li,
Nova and
Chun-Li. Yeah, it was Nova Chun-Li. Yo, his team. Listen, guys. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yo, BG team is nice, man. BG team is legit nice. Real talk.
His team is annoying. His team is definitely annoying. Yo, he won like 3 tournaments for TOA too, man. So, yeah. In the Marvel vs. Capcom. So BG,
I hope we get a 4. Man. Well, technically, I hope we get a 5. I guess whatever they consider the next Marvel. I don't know though. It's looking grim.
Yeah, I don't think.
I get tell yo BG put his time in that Marvel vs. Capcom, man. He definitely shot.
I'm retired now, but yeah.
Facts. Let's switch gears a bit to this a game that I honestly love, man. And me and Bari, we put a lot of time into this game. Rogue Company. I got like 50% of the trophies too. Funny enough, I might go for the plat. But Rogue Company, they announced yesterday that there is going to be a PlayStation 5 update coming to this game on March 30th, right? So that's Monday. And it's going to be launching with 4K resolution mode at 60 frames per second, utilizing visuals and a 4K resolution mode running at 120 frames per second. Next generation.
What does that mean, Persona?
I don't know what it means. we gotta hit up Merriam-Webster. The next
does
generation
4K
operations
and 60 or 4K
or
60. What does that mean?
Next generation operations are ready for our PS5 players. And yo, Bari, you know what's funny? They're asking in the bottom too about the save progress, right? This is an online game, online servers and things like that. Your PS4 account progress will carry the PS5. The PS5 upgrade is free for all PS4 players, and the game is a free-to-play for all PS5 players. So all this is free. You don't have to pay for anything. So you're getting 4K 60 and 4K 120. I'm back on there. I can't wait. BG, I want to start with you because I know this is your go-to, and I've seen your streams, and I'm not going to lie. You definitely are nice. You're definitely nice on this Rogue Company. You need to bring your talents.
He uses mouse and keyboard.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He need to bring his talents to PlayStation. Let the PlayStation boys carry you a little bit. You feel me?
I mean, this crossplay, so I'm gonna still be on that mouse and keyboard though.
That is true. It is crossplay. So what's your thoughts on this, man? How you feeling?
I mean, I was like, why is it so late? Because I think it's been the 4K 120 update has been out on Xbox already.
Really?
And I think so, unless it's like one of those things where it like automatically did it on the Series X, or because I think so. I think it's out already on Xbox, man. I think it's been out, which is so I'm like, I think people have been asking like, yo. So yeah, but I didn't really see no announcement for the Series X. So I think it might have been one of those things where the Series X just, it automatically just did it and it didn't have to be like updated or patched. But yeah, this is good for like the PlayStation people who need to play at 120 at PlayStation, because this is one of those games where you're at a huge advantage, a huge disadvantage if you're playing at a lesser frame rate, because there's crossplay. So like I played today and there was this dude, because you can click people's names and see what they're playing on. It was this dude playing on a Switch. And I'm pretty sure that Switch is like maybe, it might not even be 60 frames.
Oh no.
And even if it is 60 frames, it's it's a welfare 60 frames, right? It's not, it ain't the same. And that dude, and as soon as I clicked on his name, I'm like, this dude ain't getting no kills. Like you already know he ain't getting no kills. And dude, I think he might have got like 2 downs. And mind you, like for people who don't play the game, 2 downs is like if you do good, like the average is like maybe 20, 30. People do 30 plus, like that. So 2 is terrible, right? And so it's one of those games that literally you live or die on the frame rate that you're playing at. So this update was really needed. So yeah.
Yo, so wait, so the Switch also has crossplay with all the consoles too?
Yes.
In the game?
Yes.
Yo,
all
so
the consoles and PC.
You can't turn them on. You can't turn like the like I don't want to play against Switch players.
I don't think there's a setting. The reason there's not a setting is because the game is only on on PC it's only on Epic, right? And I think the player base on the consoles isn't big enough for them to like want to turn off crossplay, because there wouldn't be that many players. Like if you turn off crossplay on Switch, like this game is not that popping on Switch, so there would be no player base. You wouldn't be able to play with nobody. So that's why they have to do it that way.
The reason why I wouldn't want to play with somebody on the Switch is because these dudes don't use Ethernet. They're not wired connected. They're using Wi-Fi.
And they're probably playing in handheld mode too. So it's like
I don't want to play against that laggy ass Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
it's a terrible experience for them and for you. So it's really bad. But this update was needed. Yeah, listen, man. I put how much hours I got in this game now. It's well over 300 hours. I might be close to like 400. There's like, oh God, how many rogues is there now?
I know there's a lot. They added a couple more because I seen you. I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago. I seen you talking about that new Black Road that they got coming out. The business looking guy with the hair.
Well, Fixer, he's already out.
Fixer, he's out.
Talking about Fixer?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's been out for a while. Like if there's like, let's say if there's 25 rogues, I have 21 of them mastered. That's where you fully level them up, and that takes a long time to do. Like I've been playing this game since, because it was in beta, but it came out like fully released sometime in the summer, I think it was, or late summer. It officially came out, and since then I've been playing of last year, and I still got 4 more rogues to master. So it takes a long ass time to do it, but I'm almost done.
That's when I stopped playing, like late summer, when it became free to play, when it opened up to everybody. I stopped playing it. Well, they got over 25 rogues now.
I don't know what exactly the number is, because I just threw that out there just to like show you how like people how much like I've done. I might be able to look it up because I don't even got the game open right now.
Not because Rogue Company, real talk. I see a lot of people always bashing the game, but it's a fun ass game. Like it's
it's really fun.
I mean,
the game is fun.
The map design is good too. Like what I mean, it's not like a cheap map design where this gets like all the advantage, and this if you prop up here, like it's pretty balanced, like map wise, in my opinion. They did drop a new map.
It's very skill based.
I forgot what map it was. It was, I think it's called like Vice.
The Hollows.
No, because I haven't played for a minute. It was like this Vice map, where the middle people can come over. Yeah, I didn't really like that map when I stopped playing, but overall, I think the maps is pretty good. The characters feel pretty balanced outside of that Lancer chick. I think she was like OP, but when I stopped playing,
I love Lancer.
She is OP, bro. But
well, they've nerfed a lot of characters and balanced a lot of characters. And I just counted. There's 18 rogues right now. So yeah, I have I have like 3 or 4 more to go. And yeah, Lancer, they've like balanced it. Like a lot has changed since you played. Like they've balanced a lot of things and made a lot of changes to these characters' abilities. And it's a very balanced game. And when I play a multiplayer game, the main thing that I care about is the game's skill based, like your aim, like regarding your aim, and is it balanced? Like, yeah, there's at some point in the game where like even Scorch, she with her fire ability, that was super OP. right?
It was OP,
They've nerfed her like 3 times, and she has the shotgun. She has the shotgun, which is it could be like a one-hit kill. And with her fire damage, it's like instant down. And then she has this ability when she downs somebody, she gets like the gun she gets more ammo for her gun. So she practically almost never needs to she never runs out of ammo pretty much. They nerf that. So they're always like balancing stuff. But the game is very balanced. It's skill based. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, that's one thing I did like about Rogue Company. The only thing I had an issue with, I'm pretty sure they probably balanced this now, was the SMGs, yo. SMGs, yo, you're going to get easy 30 kills in that game, yo. The SMGs are so OP at the time, yo. It'd be dropping. That's why that Lancer girl so nasty with it. You have the silent step and then the SMG, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting back into Rogue Company.
I want to see that 120 frames, man. That's looking too good, too nice.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so moving on, man. Let's get to this Back 4 Blood real quick. So Back 4 Blood, Back 4 Blood got delayed to October 12th, 2021. The team says Turtle Rock Studios is working hard to make Back 4 Blood the best game it can possibly be at launch, and the team needs more time to do this. Therefore, we will release Back 4 Blood on October 12th, 2021. We thank our community for its continued support and are excited to share that there will be an open beta this summer. So, BG, were you interested in this game? Do you care?
Do I care about this game? Yeah, I'm interested in this game because I wasn't a huge fan of Left 4 Dead. I always thought that game was like wildly overrated, and I didn't find it really fun. I never understood the hype in Left 4 Dead, but this game looks a little bit better to me. It's the same concept. It's a spiritual successor, pretty much. A lot of the same, developers, just a different studio making the game themselves. So I'm interested in it. And yeah, I'm not too hyped because like this genre of just shooting hordes of enemies, that ain't the most thrilling thing to me. But I'm interested. I got to see more gameplay.
Yeah. Bari, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I'm interested in the game. But I don't really care about the game getting delayed or not. When it was going to come out originally, I wasn't going to buy it anyway. But when it was going to come out originally, like June or something.
Yeah, I think around June, summertime. I know they said something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason why I would get this game like that is just like if people want to play it and do a stream, you know what I mean, like one of those get together, let's fight some hordes. But is it really really my cup of tea? Not really, but I would get it just for the people. I'll be political, for that time.
For the people.
Yeah, for the people, you know what I mean, and stream it once or twice, but
and never play it again.
Yeah, like I'll play it again if there's a whole bunch of people, there's a lot of interest in it, people want to play it, but I'm not gonna be playing it every single day, like being faithful to it. What I mean? It's gonna be like I pick up and play it one time, I mean, come through.
I'll be honest, I wasn't interested in this. I don't care about this. I'm not buying this. I'm good. And I never played Left 4 Dead either, so I don't really have that same feeling.
I never played Left 4 Dead. Didn't they make what was that Alien game? It's the same people that made that Alien game beginning to PS4.
Yeah, I actually like the concept. Oh man, where you had to capture, it was 4v1. You had to capture the monster. Oh man, what was it freaking called? And damn, I can't believe I forgot the name of it. But yeah, it is because it died so fast and everything like that because they didn't balance the game correctly. Like the game ended up being just a match where you chased a monster for for like half an hour and you weren't able to catch it. So they weren't able to balance it right. And they came back and did like a second effort where like it revitalized the game. People came back to it, but that only lasted very shortly.
Evolved. Yeah, Chris
yeah,
said
Evolved.
Yeah, that was I'm good.
See, that was a good, to me, that was a good game, but bad execution. That's what that was.
Yeah. Yo, I got that game for like $5 on the sale, and it was legit the same year the game came out. Yo, I never played
again. No one was playing that, man. No one was playing that.
A lot of people was. I think people bashed it because of the whole microtransaction thing, where they had like a whole bunch of microtransactions, and at that time, you know, that was evil.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do with this. What it called again? Back for Blood.
Back for Blood.
Yeah. Back for Blood. Yeah.
Let's switch gears to some COD talk. Now I ain't played COD in like. I specifically put this news in here because I know Bari. I want Bari to go off, right? Yo, so listen, I haven't played COD in like 2 months, two and a half, maybe 3 months, right?
I thought you was gonna say years or something.
Nah, cause like yo, I'm a big COD COD fan.
That's a long time for us, BG. Trust.
Yeah, that's a long time, man. But this Cold War, bro, it's so imbalanced. It's so against players that are good. I had enough, man. I couldn't keep playing this shit, especially with how imbalanced the weapons are. But so Charlie Intel, he put out that there's going to be patch notes, a mid-season big update coming, and the full patch notes will come out next week. But there's a little snippet here, and it says we've also got a new weapons tuning pass. A new weapons tuning pass coming to multiplayer as part of the mid-season update, including LMG adjustments and tuning for the LC-10, AK-74U, MAC-10, KSP-45, Milano A21, Krieg 6, FAR 1, Groza, Magnum, RPG-7, and more. Complete recoil balance pass on assault rifles, SMG attachments will also be included, as well as a buff to launcher damage against enemies with flak jacket in hardcore. There's plenty more to come in the mid-season update, including a return to prop hunt, blah, blah, blah. I'm really just care about the weapons and stuff like that, because that is... that's what killed it for me, as well as, you know, some of the other things as well, but the weapons, the imbalance. I want to start with you, Bari. Actually, no. Yeah. Bari goes last. BG, do you care? I know that you do you still care about COD? Have you played it? Cold War?
Bruh, I pretty much only care about COD single player, bro. Like the last COD multiplayer I probably liked was oh god. Well, the numbers, that one. The numbers, you know, I'm talking. Yeah, no, Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1. That's the last one. That's the last multiplayer COD I liked. I mean, I just don't like COD as a multiplayer game. Like, I think it's really bad, bro. I'm gonna be real. I think COD is a bad, and this is not revisionist history. I was saying this back in like COD 4 when everybody thought this was the greatest multiplayer game ever made. I thought the game was bad then.
Really?
So I've always just been. Bruh, I swear to you, I've been telling people back then, like, yo, this is a bad multiplayer game. I don't know why y'all like this, right? So, I've just always been like a Battlefield person. So
okay, yeah, Battlefield. That explains it.
Oh, you like the boring multiplayer.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Staying on top of a skyscraper, sniping motherfuckers.
Hey, that's not how I play Battlefield.
That's how a lot of other people play Battlefield. They sit on that damn skyscraper and just snipe.
I never understand it, bro. People be complaining about COD campers, but they say I love Battlefield. You party up with them, like, your brother, are you gonna move?
Hey, I tried to give Battlefield a try on numerous occasions, and I'm trying to play it like it's COD, and I'm getting washed. I'm like, yo, I can't play.
Nah, you can't do that. The thing about why it makes a difference is like, okay, in Battlefield, there's 1,000,001 ways to destroy a camper. Like in COD, there's not. Like you could blow somebody up. You could literally snipe somebody. You can get in a helicopter kill and to get to that camper. In COD, you got the same way. You got a direct line to them. You got to get to them. And then there's like 1,000,000 windows and stuff like that. And then the time to kill is different. Like in Battlefield, the time to kill is a little bit longer. So you could, like, a camper could start shooting at you. But if you got the right skill, you definitely have a better chance at turning that around and killing the camper than you do on COD. So
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like campers became more of an issue in the last 2 Call of Duties because they make them so much more OP with how the attachments work, and that's how the level design is. In the older CODs, you can get to a camper, you can throw a C4, the score streaks. There's in this game, they don't want campers to die. Yo, you can get the highest score streak, you still can't kill a motherfucker in the building. They don't want you to die no more, bro. The older cars, stay in that building. You're gonna plant this missile right there, and you're gonna die from that. This game, they like, nah. Full jet, full bombing run, and still be protected inside. It's crazy.
So now, Bari, you know, I'm coming to you. Mid-season update. I'm sure this will be hitting in the next month or so once the patch notes drop. Are you gonna re-download it and see what's up? What's up here?
I'm not re-downloading shit. When I see the patch notes and I read it and it's something that I like, you know what I mean? They might. But yo, the thing is with COD is that it attached Warzone to this bullshit. So even if I was to re-download COD, I got 200 gigs that I gotta put on my fucking PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, yo, stop with the Warzone bullshit first. That's why I want to see the mid-patch update. Warzone is separate. I don't want to download that bullshit, okay? But they make it sound good with this game, man. Like, yo, trust me, man. I love COD, man. But I'm just at that place, and it hurt me, man, because Treyarch is like legit one of my favorite developers, and it just hurt me with this game. I don't feel no Treyarch with this game, and you can just tell with the guns. They say they're going to balance the guns. Now they want to balance the LMGs. Motherfuckers been complaining about the LMGs since day one. You have these fucking OP ass LMGs that can bop you in 3 bullets. You know what I mean? And they got 100 clip. Dudes don't have to can reload one time in the game and have 40 kills with an LMG. While I have this SMG up close and I have to dump 10 bullets in you while this LMG drop 2 and I'm dead. You know what I mean? Of course you got to balance that shit. They can't be moving that fast with an LMG. If you're an LMG, you obviously can't be, you know, you shouldn't be in the advantage mid-range or close range with LMGs. Motherfuckers is hit firing these shits. Persona, they hit firing these shits, and it's like, yo, beaming you. What is going on with? I feel like Treyarch has not. They ain't made this game, man. Treyarch ain't made this game, bro. They hit find these LMGs from mad far, bro, and now they talking about mid-season update. They want to balance this bullshit. Yeah, you should have balanced it from day one when we was complaining, but no, you want to focus on fucking Warzone. Why? No, you don't want to listen to the people that's actually playing this core mode. Yo, Call of Duty is dead, bro. It's dead. Like the core mode is dead. Nobody playing that bullshit. You can add whatever mode you want to put in there. If you don't fix the skill-based matchmaking, if you don't fix the guns, every gun that's fun or good to use, you want to nerf that shit. But you have the LMGs that's been running reckless for months. Now you want to address it.
Yo,
Listen, the Savior Battlefield is coming. Okay, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I think both of you would have liked y'all. I assume y'all never played Battlefield 3 Close Quarters. The content.
I only played Bad Company 2. I played was it 5 and 1.
So yeah, Close Quarters was just Battlefield on like Call of Duty size maps, and people loved it because you could pretty much play like, you know, the regular, you know, Battlefield maps, the large maps and everything like that, but you could also just go to Close Quarters, which are Call of Duty type small maps, and that was crazy because you had, you know, you still had it wasn't the same level of destruction, but when you finished like playing that map, the map looked totally destroyed and crazy. Like it would be in a hotel and the hotel would look trash by the time you got done finishing it. And it was so fun. And in this new Battlefield that they're coming out, they're going back to modern day, and they said they're gonna have the you know, the still large scale maps and the smaller base maps. So I'm just saying, man, Battlefield might be y'all savior. You might need to try it out.
So I play the close quarter maps. Yo, listen, Battlefield, I do great in Battlefield. I just think the gameplay mechanics is boring. You know what I mean? Like everybody keep telling me go play Battlefield. I bought the Battlefield, and I'm like, all right, yo, I'm new to Battlefield. These guys are vets, and I'm like, damn, why you so low to the leaderboard? You know, why am I higher than you? And I don't mind Battlefield. I'll play it, but I'm just not gonna commit to it because if I'm getting a whole bunch of kills, yo, I want that score streak. I want to destroy people. You know what I mean? That's why I love COD, yo. COD is just fun because, yo, I can call in a swarm and just destroy
You're
people.
brainwashed, my guy. See, they brainwash you into thinking you need some type of like reward for getting some kills. Just keep getting kills. That's your reward. You alive.
Absolutely. I want to call in my Blackbird. You know what I mean? And I want to call my missiles down and all that. I like that stuff in COD, man. I'm not saying Battlefield is not a great game or a good game, multiplayer games, but overall it just gets boring. And now I feel like COD is trying to become Battlefield. So You know what I mean? I dropped the game because the shit boring. Because yo, you make the score streak suck. You know what I mean? You cap for all these noob ass players where my bullets don't hit them. You know what I mean? I put all these hours in your game to get better and better and better, and I'm getting worse connections as I progress. It's just crazy, man. You hit me with a sad music.
Go back and listen to this podcast, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and listen. But real talk, it's sad, man. It's sad. Yo, you probably hit the music right on cue, man. Cause it's sad, bro. Yo,
that boy depressed.
Yo, BG, man. Listen. When it comes to COD, I love COD, bro. I would never be ashamed of saying that because I love it. I put a lot of hours in COD, but these new Call of Duties is garbage. Modern Warfare, hot garbage. Cold War, hot garbage. It's straight garbage, man.
Hey, listen. I've always thought the single players were really good. Like, what was the one that came out last year? Where you like it was like Warfare. Very the remake was it? Yeah, that remake, that campaign.
Oh no, yeah, the single player was fine.
That campaign's amazing.
Yeah, the single player was good, but that multiplayer, it's funny too because Modern Warfare's multiplayer is bad, but somehow Cold War is worse. Like, you would think playing that Modern Warfare multiplayer that it was, it can't get no worse than this because of how it's structured, the maps, the weapons, the attack, like all that stuff is just bad. But then you play Cold War, and it's like, bro, they literally have the NBA mechanic in the game where if you're doing too good, you'll feel this little lag spike, and then you won't be able to get a kill for the rest of the game. Hey, yo, bro. I understand what Bari comes. As a COD fan, I've been playing since the beginning. To see COD go down this path and become the way it is, that shit hurts, bro. As a fan, that shit sucks.
They took away the skill in Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Not like I said, if you're a person that don't want to move in Call of Duty now, especially in Cold War, you're good to go. You're gonna put up your field mics. You're gonna have your LMG gun that can kill you in 2 bullets. You know what I mean? You're gonna be good to go. You're gonna be great. While the person that's trying to, actually show some skill, you're getting bot because you have these perks that does nothing to negate field mics. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even when you get close to it with a perk, it's like, oh, you're still gonna get popped. So that they warn the camper. And it's annoying, man. That game is annoying. Like, the weapon balancing, I'll have to see the patch updates. It would be great to see, but would I download it, Call of Duty again? Nah. If Warzone is attached to it, I'm not downloading that shit. I'm not putting 200 gigs on my PS5. Straight like that.
Not until we get that expansion. I hear you.
I do want to go back and finish the story though, but like I said, you got to download all that bullshit just to do that.
Yeah,
I'm doing that.
No, I get it. Trust me, I understand. I'm depending on the patch notes. I'm probably my interest is going to peak. Because I'm really going to want to see how different it is with some of these weapons. So I'm probably going to re-download it and just give it a couple tries to see what's up. And probably delete it after that because I'm going to get pissed off. But, let's move on real quick to the last bit of news here. So the BAFTA Awards happened Thursday, I think it was. It was Thursday. And so I just wanted to call off these awards because PlayStation cleaned up.
They
cleaned up. Sweeper. Janitor style, right? So animation, obviously, best animation went to The Last of Us Part 2. Artistic achievement went to Hades. Audio achievement went to Ghost of Tsushima. Best game went to Hades. British game went to Sackboy: Big Adventure. Debut game went to
Wait. So artistic achievement, Hades won over Ori?
Yes.
I think Hades is a great game.
Ori's not on this list. The list
in the artistic achievement it was. I saw Ori.
No, it's Cyberpunk, Dreams, Ghost of Tsushima.
Cyberpunk.
I was gonna say, all right, Cyberpunk. Y'all already know how I feel about Cyberpunk.
Little pity.
Half-Life Alyx.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was looking at the wrong list. My bad.
Yeah, that's definitely pity. BG, that's a fact. Best game Hades, British game Sackboy, debut game Carrion. Charion, sorry.
Good.
Evolving game Sea of Thieves. Let me shut up. Family. Yeah, that's definitely pity. Best family game Sackboy: Big Adventure, and then game design Hades. Wait a second. hold on. Games beyond entertainment. Animal Crossing. Multiplayer.
What does that mean? Games beyond entertainment. What's?
I don't know.
Like, listen, you know, for Nintendo, they have to create these like fake subcategories, bro. You already know.
But like,
I think Dreams should have won that because Dreams go beyond the entertainment value, where you're actually the creator.
How does
Animal Crossing probably created too? I don't know.
But how does game design? And this is why I don't really like watching these award shows sometimes, because this stuff is so like, it just seems like when you play some of these games, it's like you kind of have to wonder, did you even play any of these games? Because like certain things that win, it's like, how does this win over this? Game design didn't go to Last of Us Part 2, and I'm not even like wondering that as a place, just as a from a game design perspective. Did we not all play the same game?
Astrobot should have won game design.
Or Astro's Playroom. That would have been a good one too.
Yeah, they legit made that game to surround the actual console and the controller and all that.
Insanity. Games beyond Animal Crossing. These other games I don't even know outside of Dreams and Last of Us Part 2. Look
at one multiplayer. This is crazy.
What the fuck? How does Animal Crossing win over Fall Guys? Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima Legends is a top-notch multiplayer. If you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima Legends, what?
Or Valorant. Ain't Valorant like the popular multiplayer game that everybody playing? How the hell Animal Crossing win that? What do you do in Animal Crossing multiplayer wise? What do you do? People let us know.
It's weird because like they've almost altered what multiplayer means. Like to me, multiplayer means almost co-op or competitive, like more competitive. And like now they've made multiplayer mean as long as like it's 2-player. Like, and I'm like, that's it's weird, man. It's weird.
Very.
Yeah, because what do you do on Animal Crossing? You just trade shit.
You trade and you visit other people's islands. You just sit there and talk. Like, that's what wins multiplayer. Not Fall Guys. You trying to race through obstacles and try to get to a crown. Not Ghost of Tsushima, where it's 4-player raid, story missions. Are you kidding me? Not Sackboy, where you get to play with your family and friends.
The whole story is multiplayer. The whole game. Valorant or Fall Guys. I'm surprised didn't win.
Very surprised. Very. Music went to Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Personally, I feel like that. Yeah, I can see Miles. Then narrative, best narrative went to Hades.
I feel like Sackboy should have won music.
Best narrative went to Hades.
No, Hades is a good ass game, bro.
I'll take your word for it, but when I'm looking at the other games on the category, I have to laugh.
No, like if you play games like you played Bastion, you played probably
those games are good. I'm not disputing that, but when I'm looking at Miles Morales, Ghost of Tsushima, no.
Yeah, I get you.
No. You get what I'm saying? Original property won Kentucky Route Zero TV edition. Okay. Performer in a leading role. That's right. My boo Laura Bailey, man. Round of applause. Let's go.
Yo, Chris, I'm asking the same question, bro. I'm just being calm right now, to be honest.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and none of this stuff. And then performer in a supporting role went to Logan Cunningham, who played Hades, Achilles, Poseidon, Asterius, Charion, and the storyteller in Hades. Okay.
Performance.
Technical achievement went to Dreams. Then EE Game of the Year community voted Last of Us Part 2. So the game of the year was Last of Us Part 2. So PlayStation cleaned up on a lot of these awards. I just didn't really...
that was the fan vote. Last of Us 2.
That was a community vote. Was Last of Us Part 2.
I thought everybody hated though. What's going on?
I told you, only Twitter hates it, and even then they still bought it. People that hated it still bought the game. Let that sink in. Right. All right, man. Let's get into this topic real quick. Right. So the topic today is actually inspired by an interview I did with Tony Polanco this week. Right. If you missed that interview on my personal channel, GamingWithPersona, definitely check that out. It was a really good conversation. And one of the things that we ended up talking about was actually pretty much the integrity in gaming and reviewers reviewing games that they have not finished. right? And Tony actually, he confirmed that, he does this or has done this, and that, and I'm sure if he's done it, I'm sure there's other reviewers that have done it as well. And his reason for that was that, and he says that he puts a disclaimer in the reviews and things like that, but he said his reason for doing that had to do with the fact that getting so many games and the editor wanting you to get these reviews and whatnot out in a timely fashion, you don't have time to complete all of these games. So he would get to a certain section of the game and then provide a review, right? I grossly disagree with that, but I thought that this would make for a very good conversation. So the topic is, do you think a reviewer should be required to finish a game before reviewing? And BG, since you are our guest, I want you to start us off here, and you've got the floor. So, give us your thoughts, man. Like, what do you think about that?
Simply, do they have to finish a game before reviewing? Yeah. So what I always say is, like, you have to finish a game. I think you could give your impressions, right, without finishing a game, and you can give your thoughts, but I typically see a review as your thoughts after you finish the whole thing, right? Unless there's some games that are like so bad and broken, like if a game is broken, I think you could still put out a review for it. Like Cyberpunk, I can understand somebody reviewing that because the game is broken. Like there's several things in that game that stop you from progressing. So if a situation like that, where you just can't progress because the game is so bad and broken, then you could put out a review. But otherwise, I think you typically have to beat the game. Mm-hmm. And if you just don't want to beat the game because you're not enjoying it, just give your impressions and give your thoughts, which I guess is a review. But a review just implies like you completed the whole thing. That's just what a review implies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Bari, do you think a reviewer should be required to finish a game before reviewing?
Absolutely, man. How you can review the game, you didn't get to the end. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, I don't know what's wrong with the gaming community where they don't want to just say this is like an impression. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you can't be doing like, yo, I did a tutorial boss. Here's my review, letting people know you shouldn't buy or should buy or shouldn't buy the game. Because that's what generally a review is, right? People count on reviews whether they should buy the game or they shouldn't buy the game, or should avoid it. But you out there putting out reviews that's not complete, you know what I mean? Where you didn't complete the game to its entirety to let the person know if you should really buy the game or not. There's games where I felt like the starting of the game was weak as hell. You know what I mean? If I would have stopped the game and go on Twitter and click like, yo, this game is garbage. You know, that's my review, 5 out of 10. You know what I mean? While I finished the game, but then the story peaked or it got better or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, it's just dishonesty, man, in my personal opinion. Like, yeah, I heard Tony said that, he put a disclaimer out there, but regardless, he put a disclaimer out there, in my opinion, a lot of people don't read anyway. You know, when they look at a review, they're going to go see your final thoughts, or they're going to look at the score and judge it by that, because when in the interviews, he spoke about Godfall, right? And he said Godfall, he beat 2 bosses. And then he reviewed it. I'm just like, brother, man, come on, man. come on. One of the bosses in the game. Yeah, it's not even like the first boss is not like a real boss. You know what I mean? Like a tutorial boss. And then the second boss, the first real boss that you fight is a real boss fight. But I just think that's not the way that the gaming industry should go down on that. I know people do it a lot too. You can just tell by a lot of the reviews. Look at Dreamcast guy. Yeah, I said his name. Huh? I said his goddamn name.
Man, you firing shots?
I'm firing shots. BG, man. I'm sick and tired of people in this goddamn community you can tell that they foot dip in the game, man. Look how general they're so generalistic when they talk about the game. They don't go in any detail. You know what I mean? You can just tell, like, yo, you're not. And they have a huge following, and people actually are repeating what they're telling.
I get what you're saying. It'd be like the people, you go on an adventure, you shoot enemies, and that be their review, mad general. They don't tell you nothing about it. I get what you're saying. That's why I don't really listen to nobody's reviews besides people like I personally know, like how they play games. Like I'll listen to you, Persona. I'll listen to Jack Move. People I personally know, but like random reviewers that just have a following, I'm not listening to them because most of these reviewers who have a following, they don't get deep into the game like that. Like they just play the bare minimum what's required to review the game. And also, like, I don't think you should listen to reviewers unless you know what they value in a game. Like, if a reviewer doesn't value the same things you value of what makes a game good and enjoyable, then their review is pointless to you because in an RPG, they might think, the most important thing is the dialogue. Let's say the dialogue choices. Other people may think it's the story or the or the combat sometimes in RPGs. So you need to find a reviewer who prioritizes what you feel is important. Otherwise, like, why are you listening to them? Your views don't line up. So I know people like Bari. Me and Bari have very different taste in games when it comes to some things. But I know I could trust Jack generally because Jack is gonna look into the same things that I care about when it comes to games.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I mean I've been preaching this for a very long time, and I stand by it now, right? Where I really think people in this community shouldn't be looking to a lot of these reviewers at all, because part of which things like this, but also because your experience is what matters most, right? Again, to use the saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Worth and what can be enjoyed is a subjective thing. You can't look at somebody else's experience or opinions and really that be your only deciding factor on if something is good or worth buying or playing and things like that. I personally feel like, sometimes you got to, and it's not going to be all the time. Sometimes you're going to take a chance and it may well be a dud, right? Where like, you played the game as well and, oh yeah, it definitely is trash. Now, when it comes to technical things, like in Cyberpunk's case, you don't need to play that to know that it's trash because it's broken. Like technically, like at a code level, it's a mess. So that's something where you can look at a reviewer, look at what people are saying, and be like, "Oh yeah, let me pull back a little bit. Let me."
Yeah, but you're not looking at it as a review. You're just looking at like, okay, this game is buggy and it's not playable.
Yes.
A review is you talking about the story, the combat, the bugs, the whole enchilada. You know what I mean? You're talking about the whole game.
Yeah.
Like, you just talking about as far as like this game is not in a playable state. That's just like, to me, that's just like.
That's like a PSA. Saying it's not in a playable state. But that's what I'm saying. I still think that gamers should always use their own experience as the deciding factor on if something is good or not, right? And like I said, and everyone ain't got, millions of dollars to burn and things like that, and I understand that. But, I feel like with certain games, if it looks interesting to you, I say give it a try. Because that's how I've been since I've been able to buy games on my own. Right? Or even back in the day, like if it looked interesting, because back in the day, I would go into Funko Land or wherever, I'd look at the back of the box. And if it looked interesting, I'm like, yo, these screenshots look pretty dope. Or, the box art looks dope as hell. Or, I'm reading the description in the back of what the game is and what you're going to be doing. And I'm like, yo, this looks pretty cool. I want to try this. That's really what I did back in the day. So like now, I don't use reviews for really anything at all, because I know how I am. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. Like sports games, I don't need a review. I don't play that stuff. I'm not interested in that. Racers, I enjoy racers somewhat. I don't really need a review for that. I can decide whether or not I want to play a racer or not. JRPGs and all that other stuff, action, adventure, fighting games, I don't need no review. You feel me? Because I know how I am and I know what I like within those genres. So me buying the game and playing it myself will be enough for me to determine if it's good or not.
And that's what I be telling people. I be like, listen, if I've been playing games for like 25 years, I know what I like. Like, I don't have to test out things and try a whole bunch of things. There may be some games you're on the fence about, but typically, if you've been playing games a long time, you don't got to try nothing out. You know yourself.
Yeah.
You should at least.
Yeah.
If you don't know what type of games you like by this time, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And I also don't trust reviewers who play games on easy. There's a lot of those guys. Yeah, I don't trust those.
Oh, God.
Yo, BG,
that's a whole conversation.
You brought up an important part too, man. When it comes to actual gameplay, like, yo, there's opinions that people have in the gaming community. Like, if I don't see a gameplay, I'm not listening to you, bro. You know, that's real talk. Like your gameplay. Like, say you say, "Oh, this game is whack, yo. I don't like the combat system. I see a gameplay is hot garbage." I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I can tell why you think the combat is whack. You know what I mean? Like, your gameplay can determine a lot of things. How you can assess people's opinion as well.
Well, I always think it's sus people that talk shit about a lot of games but don't have no gameplay of anything. Like, you know, people, especially when it comes to like fighting games or like COD, especially COD. A lot of people say COD sucks, it's trash. Show me some gameplay. I want to see some gameplay. You know, oh, Uncharted is trash and the multi. Show me some gameplay, because you get washed in that Uncharted multiplayer. Oh, that nobody wants to play that. You know, oh, races are trash. Show me some gameplay. I want to see some gameplay. A lot of y'all don't show no gameplay, but you love to talk. I want to see some gameplay, because the gameplay is what really is going to determine if you're legit or not. Not you just yapping off at the mouth. I tell you all the time, scroll through my Twitter, go through my timeline. Y'all see the gameplay. I'll tell you, I'm a beast in that Destiny. You can see, go through, you can see it. But yes, reviewers should complete the game. I don't care if you got 50 games you need to complete. The game needs to be finished to completion before providing review. If you're not doing that, it's very disingenuous to both the reader, the reader, and the person that's really looking to you for guidance, right? Which, again, like I said, no gamer should be looking to any of these journalists and media people for guidance on anything, influencers and shit. I strongly stand by that. Take chances on games.
That's how bad it has become, where we look at like journalists and quote unquote influencers like with these fraudulent activities, where we're saying comments like that. We shouldn't be looking towards them for, you know, their real opinions and stuff like that. Like, but that's what their job is. You know what I mean? Is to put out their opinions so people can, you know, purchase or not purchase a game or whatnot. But we're not looking forward to them, because there's a lot of fraudulent activity that's going out there. You know what I mean? Where that's just the mentality that we have now. Yeah. But yo, the question I want to ask y'all real quick before we get up out of here, is that when it comes to tutorials, right? We've been playing games for a very long time. Do you actually skip over the tutorial when you come to a new game, or do you actually go through the tutorial? Like, you know, you read everything and you actually participate within the tutorial rather than skipping it over real quick. Like, I get it. Move the camera. You know what I mean? What do you guys do as far as veteran gamers? Do you skip it?
No. I think you have to. I go through every tutorial like very thoroughly, and I pay attention and listen, because like I remember like even like when we was talking to Jack and like with Destruction All Stars, which I do think is trash, but like he didn't know like half the mechanics because he didn't pay attention. I'm like, come on, bro, you at least got to pay attention to the tutorial. And I remember, I forgot who it was, on that game we was just talking about, that Persona was telling me to play, the Ubisoft game.
Oh, Immortal Phoenix,
Immortal Phoenix.
Yeah, Immortal Phoenix. Like I forgot who it was that said they didn't know there was a skill tree until they beat the game. Oh, he beat the whole game and had no idea there was like an upgrade tree. And I'm like, I haven't played the game, but I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I don't know how you beat. He had to have been playing on an easier difficulty, because I don't know how you beat that game with no skills.
Like, he didn't do any like of the vaults.
Gates of Tartarus, yeah, he didn't, because a lot of those vaults you need the upgraded skills to get through the vaults. That's wow.
Yeah, that's wow.
I forgot who it was, but he was like, he had no idea, and like he had no idea you had to go. There might have been, okay, so is there a menu skill tree in that game? And then because he might have been like talking about a different like place you had to go to upgrade something. I don't know if it's different than
so in Immortal Phoenix, there's a hub, which is the Hall of Gods, where you go when you get the Amoroso stones.
I think that's what it was.
That's where you have to go to upgrade this. You get these coins that you get to upgrade the skills for there. That's what.
Yeah, I think he said he had no idea about it. Like he just beat the whole game without
so
it.
he didn't
And I'm like,
upgrade no potions, no life, no stamina. I find that
Right,
hard,
he's
bro.
right.
A lot of that.
playing on easy.
Yo, I'm sorry, man. Especially when you get to the ice mountain area, you need that. You need your stamina high to get through some of those ice areas.
Climb
through
some of the stuff.
Yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. Wow.
That's even impressive. Like, even if that's on normal, that's impressive to me. But I don't know. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't know. I definitely go through tutorials though in games, like all games, especially RPGs, because JRPGs have a lot of mechanics, and sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming, and you forget certain things. So I definitely go through the tutorials, read through the tutorials and stuff like that. And even sometimes in the mid, like if I'm like 20, 30 hours in the game, I'll like look at the tutorial log to just make sure that like, you know, I may forget something or something like that and read through it again. So yeah, I definitely treat tutorials very seriously, especially in fighting games where I do the tutorials. Even in fighting games, I do the missions for my character that I'm going to main and stuff like that. Tutorials actually, real talk, tutorials can make you a better gamer. I'm not even kidding, because the more tutorials you do, the more you kind of know what to look for in other games and how they may play and things like that, especially in fighting games. People don't skip those tutorials. Definitely do those tutorials. So yeah.
Yeah, man. I just think, you know, this week I think is the week of tutorials. I just wanted to see how y'all mindset was.
Yo, tutorials for sure. But yeah, man, yo, so that is the show, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate y'all for coming through. Shout out to our guest. We about to get into these outros. BG, man, let the people know what you got coming for your content and your channel and whatnot, and where they can find you.
Yeah, so yeah, Weapon Wheel Podcast is every Sunday at 5:45. So make sure you check that out on BrokenGamezHDR channel. And you know, right now I'm not doing too much, you know, content like the videos I used to do. I'm taking a little bit of a break for a few months, and then like I'm gonna get back to it, like, you know, a little bit later, midsummer. I'm gonna get back to how I used to do things. But right now it's mainly just a podcast. But check it out.
Definitely. You know, the links to BG's Twitter and his YouTube are in the description and as well in the chat. I know some of y'all lazy and don't be clicking the description to see the contents. So, you know, click the links to his channel. They're in the chat. Definitely subscribe to his channel.
You gotta click the link.
Follow his YouTube. Support BG, man. It's a good podcast, man. A good mixture of people. You know, definitely check that out on Sundays. It's definitely a very good show.
Man, Jack in the chat. I see you, Jack.
Yeah, shout out to Jack, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you too, BG, for coming through, man. Thank you for taking some time on your Saturday.
Yeah, appreciate the invite, man.
On the show, man. Definitely. Yo, Bari, man. Outro, man. Yo, Bari, you did some big moves this week. I'm really, round of applause for my boy Bari, man. I'm really happy for Bari. Cause Bari, he big moves this week that I'm like really happy to support. You know, new membership and things like that. And you got a lot of new good gaming content coming to the channel. You know, let the people know. Let the people know what's up, man.
Yo, Denzel Washington taught me the little things, man. You know what I mean? That movie was garbage, by the way. But
that movie is trash, low key. That shit is garbage.
That show was garbage. Everybody subscribed to HBO Go. Was like, yo, let's go, Denzel. What?
Hey, that Godzilla versus Kong next week though, and they confirmed Mecha Godzilla in the latest trailer.
What team you win? What team you win?
Like, I'm Godzilla, bro. Yo, I'm Godzilla.
Okay.
Godzilla
You're a man of culture.
Yeah, since I was a little kid, I've been all about Godzilla, man.
Hey, man.
What team you on, Wash, dog?
Yo,
King Kong, bro. Come on, man.
Don't let them trailers fool you, BG. Don't let them trailers fool you. They show you them trailers.
Like, Godzilla with his little tiny T-Rex handicap arms ain't beating like Kong, you know, like this man is very agile. Like he's that's a grown man you dealing with, okay? That's a grown man. Stop playing.
All Godzilla gotta do is swing that tail, smack his ass down, and hit him with that atomic breath, and he's done. So
nuke him. Man, that's all they gotta do.
Man, Kong is not getting hit by that slow. That joint got a whole like 30 frame charge up time. Like anybody get hit by that.
Oh man. But
let my man Stealth get crazy. But nah, man, I appreciate everybody coming through, hitting the like button hopefully you hit the like button. Yo, shout out to BG for coming through, man. Being a guest. We had to get some guests on here, man. It was like, yo, we gotta get BG on here. We haven't seen BG on this podcast in a while. I think he did the council podcast. And listen, if you can survive being a guest on the council podcast, you can survive What's Up PlayStation. Because council was like almost 4 hours.
Yeah, 4-hour podcast back in the day. Jesus.
Yeah, yo, but yo, guys, I pushed what is the Versus Series stream for tomorrow morning.
I was looking for that yesterday too. I was like, where's the stream at? Like,
yo, listen, man, that
I
text came through.
I be knowing, yeah.
Tomorrow morning we're gonna explain that. If you guys want to participate, let me know. Also, later tonight, It Takes Two, man. We're gonna be streaming that, me and Persona, for our first Whoops plays.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna play that game.
Streaming that on
here on this channel.
On this channel, okay.
Yeah, you see, they're gonna see both of our screens anyway. I think, right? For that game.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's split screen. So that'll be a cool game for the first What's Up PlayStation plays.
Yeah.
And more content person on my channel, guys, is coming. Appreciate everybody. Once again, hit the subscribe button. We've been saying, we trying to get to 1,000 subscribers for 9 months now. God damn it! Click the. No, I'm just.
Nah, finish that.
Yeah.
Yes, click the subscribe.
I ain't gonna rage, man. I ain't gonna rage. But nah, man. Great show, Persona, man. Persona was the host this week. Wonderful job, man. And yeah, guys, see you guys later on tonight.
Yeah. So tonight,
don't forget to check out Weapon Wheel Podcast. Jiggy Rap Battle as well. My man Jack Move,
tonight,
I think
right?
That's tonight at 6.
Oh man, that's yo.
That's gonna be Smooth and I think Tony.
That's gonna be Tony and Smooth. Yo, don't miss that. Yo, the Jiggy Rap Battle. Listen, don't miss that. Trust and believe, that shit's gonna be comedy. I'm definitely gonna donate to that with the super chat tonight too, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Definitely check that out tonight on Jack Moo's channel. And then tonight at 7, around 8 o'clock ish, It Takes Two stream here on What's Up PlayStation YouTube channel. Don't miss that as well. It's gonna be me and Bari. That's gonna be very entertaining, I'm sure. And then for me, man,
so who you picking? Who you picking? Are you picking the guy or the girl?
I'm picking the girl. You already know I do.
I heard the girl got the better side. That's why I saw on Twitter. But
that's why I always pick the girls when you could choose. So yeah, I'm the girl. But for me, man, I'm Gaming with Persona. I was your host this week. Next week, Bari's gonna be hosting. We got a very special guest next week as well. Very excited for that as well. And for me personally, when Persona Speaks, new episode this week. Most likely, I'm sure it's gonna be some good news. There's some things I want to talk about too, when it comes to the community. And then when Persona interviews, it's not going to be next week, probably the week after. Those are going to be bi-weekly. And I'm working on getting Paris on the show, guys. I hit him up. I'm working on it. I know y'all, that's been highly requested, and I'm trying. So, hopefully he says yes. But, I ain't trying to harass this man. You understand? Like, if he says no, then we'll have to move on. But also, Colt, Tim Dog, I'm trying to get a lot more Xbox guys on the interviews as well to talk about games and things within the industry. I'm working on that.
I've invited Paris on Weapon Wheel, but him and Jack got murder beef. So he literally said he ain't coming on till Jack DMs him and has a personal conversation with him.
Serious? Oh no!
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yo, Jack, do that for the culture.
Hey, yo,
man.
Jack,
do that for the culture.
Do that, because I want to see. I definitely want Paris on Weapon Wheel, because that's gonna be.
Pride is the fall of man, Jack. Yo, do that for the culture. Do that for us, man.
I hit him up too, because I tried to do an interview with him twice, and the first time was because a lot of people were coming at him, and I wanted to talk about that on the channel. He's like, I shouldn't have to talk about that on the channel. So this is more of like, hey man, come through, let's talk gaming and things like that, and kind of like how I did with Tony. So hopefully he says yes. If he doesn't, then
that man say you want to have a one-on-one talk.
That's crazy. I'm hoping. Yeah, Jack, do that. Definitely do that, Jack, because I want to see him on Weapon Wheel for the culture. But yeah, with that being said, guys, please enjoy the show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, share the stream out. Subscribe to everybody here. if you enjoy their content. And yeah, man, we'll see you guys next Saturday, same time, same place, same crew, the Wups crew. And yeah, man, we out.